It's been a minute. We're back on Biggie Smalls.
Called the Lexus LX 4.5.
I have got those shims put in. We'll talk about those. But in the process of setting everything up, those worn out 35s that it's sitting on, they're either causing a funky noise and vibration as I'm driving, only in the parking lot, haven't taken it out on the road, or due to the caster from the lift and the pinion angle, we have got some driveline interference. So let's go look at that. Biggie's been sitting out here chilling. As you can see, these tires are useless in the front. The rears are big chunky boys, and I don't know if this noise is related to the fact that they're big chunky cheap mud tires that were takeoffs from an old project, or if it's the front drive line. Let's take a look at that front drive line and let's just see if it's bound up. And it actually looks pretty good. That does not look like that's interfering anywhere, and neither does the rear. So we hope that's the tire situation as I solar flare you.
And we hope that's the tire.
And we hope that's the tire situation. I'm betting it is, because these are like big old chunky mud junk, and they're cheap. They're radar somethings. So anyways, what we're gonna wind up doing is we're gonna take these brackets and we're gonna pull this radius arm down, and what that's gonna do is increase our caster so that it drives properly. So we need to go move her inside, get it on the rack. We're gonna pull these funky wheels off. We're gonna wind up putting the little 31s back on because our new methods are not here yet. We've got a brand new wheel for you. Just came out 2 days ago. So let's do that. This is gonna pull this mount down about that far. Those parts are from Manafree, and we need to go put those in. So we'll jump in the truck and see if you guys can hear the brrrr. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this, but it's rattling all the stuff in the back. I'll take the long way around. You can probably hear the death rattle in the rear. Man, it rides good. Is it the brakes dragging?
Sounds like it. On this side?
Yeah, is it the front or the back?
Back.
Okay. Well, we're about to pull the wheels off anyway. You know, these LX 450s and these Land Cruisers are full-time four-wheel drive. So I was worried it was driveline stuff, just because it, you know, it's not good on the transfer case. So let's raise her up. We'll get some stuff done.
Love it when you're on your knees, baby.
I love it when you're on the locks.
Need both hands for this. That's what she said.
It's a two-handed job, baby. Well, it's toasty out here, ladies and gentlemen. All you Brits talking about your hot summers. Because we got so many Brits watching this channel.
I'm rolling.
Let's talk about wheel fitment for a second. I love gold.
I love gold.
Here we have method 320 in 6 on 5.5. This is the 17 by 8.5, 0 offset. This is the wheel that we would put on like a Tacoma or a 4Runner of a newer vintage. The cool thing about the 300 series, some of the 300s, and all the 700 series is this snap-in center cap. Right there. The bad thing about this wheel is for the snap-in center cap, there is this counter bore right here. There's this register. And this is one of our display wheels, so, you know, no big deal. But this little shoulder right here poses a problem, and we've run into this before. We ran into this on the 60 series, the tan one, if you've seen that one. The issue is on 60s and 80s, they have full floater axles. Full floater axles are awesome because you've got this drive flange, and like the load is carried by big tapered bearings, and you know, you can service it and all that fun stuff. Here's the problem. That little bit of register right there for that center cap hits the nuts on the drive flange. And that is how this thing works. It also is really close on that shoulder, right, or on the, you know, the hub mating diameter right there. So you probably can't see it, but on the backside, we've got 3/4 of an inch or so where the wheel won't sit all the way in. Now, one way you could do this is spacers, and I'm not a fan of spacers. Don't particularly care for them. I think it's kind of counterproductive to my role as a method distributor. We have a method 305, and that's the D-hole, two-tone, silver in the middle, black ring, kind of looks like a beadlock. I'm sure we can throw a picture of it here. Or also a little reel of me putting it on there because it's in the office, no big deal. That Method 300 wheel is a great wheel. The only thing is, as a major selling point for me as a Method dealer, is the bead grip system. And the 300 series wheels, your standard, your, you know, this, that, and the other, they don't have that bead grip. And I want to be able to run low pressure on this thing legally. You could put a full-on beadlock on here. The other thing is, a full-on beadlock is very expensive. So what we could do is order a 700 in a positive offset and have it, and then run an 1.5 inch spacer. So I can get a plus 25 in the wheel that I want. And that pushes that wheel in 1 inch. So we add a spacer, 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. That'll pull it back out. That'll give us the space we need for that center cap, but we're still not gonna be able to run those center caps anyway. So I don't really care about that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those brand new wheels fresh out of the box, and we're gonna take them over to a local machine shop, Racing Wheel Repair. And we will introduce you to that guy soon. And we're gonna actually put these on his lathe, and we're gonna turn this shoulder out. Now, I could just take a die grinder and do all this, but I like to do things the righter way whenever possible. So we're gonna go put them on a lathe, we're gonna make a new friend, and we're gonna make those things fit. It's hot, it's a lot of work. We tighten stuff and things, and yeah. So, as you can see, all the wheel travel, and that's a lot. So that is a J-spring. We've talked about it earlier in either this video or the one before, depending upon how Steve cuts it together. That is a J-spring from ARB. Everything else is Dobinson's. I had those, which is why they're not Dobinson springs. Dobinson's control arms, front, rear, the full kit. I need to lock that down. No big deal. As you can tell, brake line is pulled pretty tight. Breather hose is pulled off. So you do need extended brake lines, and you do need limit straps in the rear, because in the rear, even with 30mm spacers, yeah, we're still pretty free. Not ideal, but we're street driving right now. This is Droopy McDrooperson. Although I hate spacers, and we talked about that, I threw some on here because I also hate that the front wheels are like all the way inside. And these are the tires I have that fit, wheels that will bolt straight on and are all the same size, so they'll run down the road safely. In the back, we still got a few other things. There's mana-free heavy-duty tie rods and drag link, or tie rod and drag link. We still got our Baja Designs lights that need to be wired up. There's a bunch of leaks underneath that need to be fixed. So this project's not done, but we're trying to get drivable so that we can start using it again, because it has been sitting around for way too long. At this point, we're going to let it have skipped leg day, and we're going to go ahead and drop her down. Still got a couple things to tidy up. We did get the sway bar in the rear hardware put in. That breather hose needs to be lengthened. It's not trail ready, folks, but it is roadworthy, and that's what we're after. Don't get it right, just get it running, per David Freiberger. So yeah, it's kind of the roadkill Land Cruiser at this point. Let's drop her down, see what it does. This is the technician stance. You got to cross the feet. This is the lifty, uppy, downy technician stance. That is a lot of travel. Watch that. That is a lot of wheel travel. And I'm here for it. I preach long travel. You got to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk. The truck has it. Biggie's got it. The 58's going to have it. What else? I got that 4Runner frame we can build a V8 pre-runner out of one of these years. Hey, you know what, dear viewer? The amazing thing is, we don't have that shimmy shake already. And that's probably because that right rear wheel was loose. I'm a wheel welder.
Ich bin ein Fühlensaden mit Mehlmale.
I am a fool, very sad, and all alone in this world.
It is definitely not shaking anymore.
It's not clunking either.
All right, I think Cody's gonna risk it. I can see the risking it for the biscuit right
Well,
now.
I don't have my wallet or my phone, so I'm just gonna pull out here and then go back in and get my wallet and my phone and lock the door. Or shut the doors.
Here we are, semi-public road.
All of 30 yards.
About 100
100
feet of access road. But no shaky.
15 miles an hour speed bump test.
Actually, not too shabby.
Not bad for a 25-year-old rig.
Was it the right rear wheel that was loose? Because I'm also not hearing the grinding anymore.
I heard a little bit, but these brakes need to scrape back in. All right, let me grab my phone and shut the front doors.
Well, pretty smooth ride. Cody, what you thinking so far?
Man, it's really comfortable. The shocks on this thing were completely gone. I mean, you hit anything and it would just bottom. And so that was a major litmus for doing this in the first place. And what I was planning on doing was just throwing some springs and shocks on it, but things snowballed. Because what I found at Scratch and Dent was the J springs that we talked about. And then I asked Dobinsons if they wanted to help with some shocks, and they were like, yeah, we got you, fam. So they helped us out on those. And yeah, so after 198,000 miles, it finally got fresh shocks. So let's run in the store here. We'll show you the outside. I'll go find a cool place to park and we'll do some beauties. Okay, well, this puts us at a stopping point with Biggie for this visit. As you can tell, we've got our suspension height pretty much dialed. There's a little bit of steering stuff that we can dial in after this. We can touch on that another day. There's a bunch of leaks. We can touch on those another day. Also, be sure to check out our other video where we mount the bumper, wire up some LP4s and a winch, and do some fabricating to make the winch work, because you always have to fabricate something. No such thing as a bolt-on, kids. Alrighty. We've got our Dobinson shocks and all of our arms and a hodgepodge of springs. We've got ARB J springs in the front. In the back, we've got those Icon coils for a 200 series, but they work just fine on here with a 30mm spacer for this height. I was really worried that these tires were gonna make it look like it was really small. They could be a little bigger, but I think a lot of people put way bigger tire on an 80 than they really need. Especially when you got to re-gear and do all that stuff. Like we talked about, we've got a set of methods and a set of mud terrains to put on here. And the poke is a little better with the 1-inch-ish spacers. I think they're better. They're inch and a quarter, something like that. They're temporary. We're gonna get those wheels. And so lots of new stuff coming on the channel. I think the stance is right where I want it. I think that inch and a half taller tire, and I think we'll be in really good shape. At this point, I'm gonna fix the air conditioning again for the third time and start dailying it back and forth with the dogs and all that stuff, and start chipping away at like the leaks and things. If you wanna see how we do those, please jump in the comments and tell us. We need you to tell us what you wanna see, because we keep making stuff and nobody really comments and tells us what they wanna see. So do that. I've got another lower door so we can get rid of this big old Bondo spot. And also, tell me, do I need to put a wrap on it or should we paint it? It's gonna need some body work either way. This is old repair work from the original owner, to my understanding. So thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the merch store below, like and subscribe, watch the other videos, and comment. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us if you like it. Tell me if it's a piece of junk. I'll argue with you in the comments. See you on the next one.